What's up guys, it's Kara here. We are back in the kitchen and I'm gonna make one of your favorite breakfast basics, except we're gonna make it all holiday spectacular like. Today we are gonna make some frosted sugar cookie oatmeal. And if you're like me, sometimes for breakfast, I always like to try to get in like a good source of carbs and protein. And to be honest with you, I'm in a rush, I'm in a hurry, and I don't feel like sitting there and like eating eggs and, I just want something kind of quick and thrown all together. So this morning staple is gonna combine a good source of carbs and protein. So for today's recipe, I am gonna use the MTS vanilla. This is a good basic to have on hand. I really think this one's gonna give you the best sugar cookie flavor, but sub it out if you need to. I think that one's gonna be the best though. What is gonna be required for this recipe, kind of the essence here as well, is gonna be this sugar cookie sleigh ride tea. This is a seasonal tea. You can't get it all year round. I found this at our local Wegmans, but I believe you can also find this at Target, Walmart. Check out your grocery stores, look online, but you can only find it this time of year, so you might want to stock up because this is a good one. We're going to use this for our oatmeal to give it that like extra sugar cookie flavor. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take just like a coffee mug of any sorts, and I've got 1 cup of water in here, and I'm going to take 2 of my sugar cookie tea bags, and I'm gonna put them right in there with the water. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes to get that all hot, and then we're gonna let it steep. And what I mean by steep is when we take it out of the microwave, all we're gonna do is take like a paper towel or something, set it on top, and we're gonna let it sit for like 5 to 10 minutes, because the longer you let it sit there, the flavors from the tea bag are just gonna like absorb right into the water and make it taste all sugar cookie-like. So into the microwave we go for about 1.5 minutes. So now that we've let our tea steep for about 5 minutes, you're gonna just pull out the tea bags. Be careful, it's gonna be really hot. And I just like to try to squeeze some of the extra like seasonings in there and get all those flavors into the water. Once you've got your water, it kind of looks all brown and smells like a sugar cookie, you're gonna take your oats, and what I'm using are the old-fashioned rolled oats. I've got a 1/2 cup measured out here for myself, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take my oats and pour them right into our hot cup of water. And just go ahead and you're gonna wanna just stir around your oats. I'm gonna go ahead and add in just a pinch of sea salt, or if you have regular salt, that's fine. A little bit of that in there. So once you've got your oats and salt in there with your sugar cookie tea, we're gonna go ahead and put this back in the microwave. We're gonna let the oats cook for anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. Now because I'm using rolled oats, it's gonna take that long, but if you're just using quick oats, you're probably not gonna need to cook it that long. But every minute, I'm just gonna check it and give it a little stir until it's finished cooking. All right guys, so after 3 minutes cooking in the microwave, your oats should come out nice and thick. And just be careful to keep an eye on them in the microwave. They can explode and pour over. So now the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna add just a little bit of this pure vanilla extract, just like a little drop to it to add a little bit more vanilla flavor. That's totally optional. And then the other thing I'm gonna add in is our vanilla MTS whey. I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 scoop of it. I don't like the taste of adding a full scoop to oats. I feel like it does get too, like the texture of it gets a little weird. So I'm just gonna do a 1/2 scoop and add that right in my oatmeal. We're gonna go ahead and stir that around. Totally up to you. This is very like individualized. If you're someone that likes like a soupier oatmeal, feel free at this point in time to go ahead and add more water to it if you want. Or you can add like a little cashew milk or something to it. This to me is like perfect. I like a nice thick oatmeal. So that's kind of the texture I'm looking for, but again, if you guys want like a bit more volume, add some liquid to it. Look how thick that is. Now I gotta admit, I did end up spilling over a little bit in the microwave, so your recipe will normally yield a little bit more than this. I'm gonna go ahead and just add this to a separate dish, because we've gotta add the sugar cookie essence to it. So this is optional, but we're gonna do frosted sugar cookie oats. So to make the frosting, I'm gonna do a protein frosting, and literally all I'm using, and I've got in this bowl already, it's just like a heaping tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt, and then I added like a quarter scoop of the MTS Vanilla Whey again, and added a little bit of cinnamon. So that's what I've got in this bowl, and I just am gonna go ahead and kind of stir that up into a frosting. So one fun way of doing your protein frosting is to take your frosting, and I'm gonna dump it into this bag, and I'm going to just cut off the corner edge here. Scissors suck. But we're gonna cut off the corner edge and kind of use it as like a little frosting bag. Dump it in there. Okay, so then I'm just gonna kind of use it. And I think I cut my thing a little too big, but that's okay. This is just like if you've got some extra time on your hands, you know? Gotta have the aesthetics going on. There's your protein frosting. That's just like one fun way of doing it. I don't know, you could probably make it look cuter than that if you cut like a smaller hole in the bag, but I did it a little bit big. So now the real essence is you have to have the holiday sprinkles. So I've got the little Christmas sprinkles here. We're gonna go ahead, load those suckers on. Yes, there you go. Perfect. Now you've got your holiday frosted sugar cookie protein oatmeal. Perfect. It really is easy as long as it doesn't explode in the microwave. And it tastes good, so I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely a nice alternative to a sugar cookie. You're gonna make some gains with this, get in some fiber, good source of fat with the oats. Hope you guys enjoy. Try this recipe out and keep checking back for more.